Today we're diving into the world of beans and testing a budget-friendly hack for surviving the zombie apocalypse, growing beans straight from supermarket shelves. Will it work? Can it replace expensive seed packets? Hold tight because we're about to find out. Beans are essential if you're planning a self-sufficient food system. A balanced survival garden focuses on growing the right proportions of key food groups. For example, grains for carbohydrates, beans for protein, vegetables for vitamins and minerals, and oil crops for healthy fats. Beans are a double win because they also enrich the soil by fixing nitrogen. Also, beans are cheap and store well for years, making them a perfect crop for survival gardening. I picked up 6 different types of beans from the supermarket near my house. For each one, I'm going to see if they're viable by sprouting them at home. Then I'll plant them in the garden to see how well they grow. Let me introduce you to the beans. These are fava beans, also known as broad beans or fool. They're like pretty massive. Black beans, Schwarzbohnen, really high in protein apparently. Black-eyed peas, popular in southern US cooking. I think there's a dish called gumbo that uses these. I got these ones, these are called pinto beans. I think this is what they make refried beans in like Mexican cuisine. I think that often uses pinto beans, but they've got that nice sort of speckly texture. I think that sort of disappears when you cook them. And we got these mung beans, tiny little green things. These are really commonly sprouted. You can make like bean sprouts out of these. And then I've got these which look good. I don't even know what these are. I haven't been able to figure it out. It's got like some Arabic writing on it there, which presumably says the name, but I haven't actually been able to figure it out. If anyone watching this happens to know what kind of beans these are, it'll be good to know. It actually doesn't say it anywhere on this packet, as far as I know. I wonder if Does It translates and help me try and translate it. Okay. Let's see if we can. Saying love beans, apparently. Van and Shrek became important. What? Partners foundations in the university. Carter, right. Dar Brothers. Finest quality sterilised and automatically packed grains. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it translates to saying love beans, whatever the type of bean that is. I'll just say. This product is stocked and free of any defects. Okay. Good. Don't want no defects. Okay, that's just the name of the company. So yeah, we're just going to call this mystery bean. So yeah, that's the lineup. To sprout beans, I'm using the paper towel technique. I soaked the beans for a few hours, then sandwiched a few beans between 2 pieces of wet paper towel. Then placed them into a plastic bag so they stay damp. I tried doing this a few different ways. First time I dipped the paper towel in water first. I also tried sandwiching the beans in dry paper towel, then wetting it. The technique I found best in the end was to put the dry paper towel into the bag and the seeds into it, and then splash water onto the bag once everything's inside. Anyway, the goal here is to keep the seeds damp and humid, as those are the factors that will encourage them to sprout. I'll leave these on a shelf and check in on them in a few days. Next, I'll plant some beans directly in the garden. It's September now and I'm in Berlin in Northern Europe. Most of these beans grow in full sun and warm temperature. In fact, the only one of these that might survive the winter is the broad bean, and who knows, maybe the mystery bean. But for the sake of the experiment, I'll plant some of each of them, even though I don't expect many to make it through the cold winter. I pre-soaked these beans in the hope it will make them germinate quicker, and I'm planting them in rows, just making little holes, dropping them in and watering them, nothing fancy. I took some pictures and labelled where I planted each of them in the garden. In part 2 we'll check back on their progress and show the results. Part 2 will also be in spring so I can see what survived the winter and also plant more so they can grow throughout the warm season. It's been 5 days and seems like there's been a bit of action in the bags. Let's check in on them. I open up the bags one by one and find great results. Almost all the beans have sprouted. All 6 different types have sprouted. This is a great indicator that supermarket beans can be viable for planting. If a bean sprouts, it means it has potential to grow into a full plant. So this could be a game changer for anyone looking to save money on seeds. So far this experiment is looking promising. We've got viable beans sprouting in bags and 6 types planted in the garden. In part 2 we'll check on how the beans are growing and continue exploring ways to grow your own protein-rich crops on a budget. Will supermarket beans hold up in the garden? Hopefully we can find out. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next update. Peace out, man.